this tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet the sprig stitch. Really lovely one row repeated pattern after the second row, making it equally beautiful on the front and the back. Really lovely texture stitch and very simple to do. So let's have a look at the tutorial. So for this tutorial I'm using an Aran or worsted weight yarn. This is a Stylecraft Aran, if those of you who are interested in those things. I'm using a 5mm crochet hook, needle to sew in my ends and scissors to cut off my ends. So we're going to start off with the foundation chain. So I'm going to make a slip knot. You can do this in whichever way you prefer. And our foundation chain needs to be made in multiples of 2, so any even number. So yarn over, pull back through the slip knot, that's 1. Yarn over, pull back through the chain, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pause the video now whilst you make your foundation chain in the length you want, and I shall see you in a moment. So I've made my foundation chain. My sample piece is just going to be 16 chains long. And we're going to start off by making a double crochet. That's UK terms, that would be single crochet in US. So a double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So we don't count the one on the hook, so 1, 2, going in there with a double crochet. So insert, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of those loops. Going to insert into the next chain, yarn over, pull through, and we're going to make another double crochet in there. And we're going to work a double crochet all the way down the row, right up to the very last chain. So pause the video now whilst you work a row of double crochets, and I shall see you in a moment. So I've worked all the way down my row, just with my last double crochet there, and there's row 1 complete. So for row 2 then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. The chain 1 does not count, which means we're going to work into that very first space there. And in there we're going to do a double crochet. So insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. We're then going to skip a stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to do a little combination of stitches. So we're going to do a double crochet, going to chain 2, and then we're going to do another double crochet in the same stitch. So you end up with a little loop. We're going to skip a stitch, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, and double crochet in the same stitch. Skip a stitch, in the next stitch, double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet in the same stitch. And we're going to work that way all the way down to the last 2 stitches. So it's skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch. So pause the video now and I shall see you in a moment. So I've nearly finished my second row. I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to skip the first one, and in the very last stitch I'm going to do a single double crochet. And that's the end of row 2. So for row 3, and row 3 is the repeated pattern row throughout the rest of the pattern. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Chain 1 does not count, so we're going to work into that very first stitch, and we're going in there with a double crochet. And then for the rest of the row we're going to be looking for the 2 chain spaces that we created in the previous row, and we're going to work into those 2 chain spaces. So within the space we're going to do, very similar to the previous row, a double crochet, 2 chains and a double crochet, all within that 2 chain space. Then we find the next 2 chain space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Find the next 2 chain space, double crochet, chain 2 and double crochet. Find the next 2 chain space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and we're going to do that all the way back down the row. So pause the video now and I shall meet you at the end of the row. So when you get to the end of the row in your very last stitch, you're going to do a double crochet and you'll be ready to start your row 3 repeat in the next row. So that would be a chain 1, turn your work, double crochet in the first stitch, and then do your double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and carry that on for the rest of the pattern. So I'm going to work up a few more rows now for you to see how it looks, and I shall see you in a moment. So I've just worked up a few more rows for you to see how it looks. Really lovely stitch. Obviously it's the same on the reverse, because after that second row the third row is just repeated. And I actually quite like the nice sort of almost scalloped edges around the stitch to actually make quite a nice end for a scarf. Or you could simply add a border to your whole piece. So that's how to do the sprig stitch. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm show it to other crocheters. I shall pop 2 more videos on the side of the screen to help you on your crochet journey, and I will see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and happy hooking!